Open your book to 601. This lesson is on elimination method of solving system of linear equations. So what it means is that you have more than one equation, you have more than one variable, so you're going to use the elimination to solve. So let's go over example and you will understand what I'm talking about. So example 1, you have negative x plus y equal to 3, and you have x plus 2y equal to negative 2. So notice you got x and y now, right? You got two variables. Because you have two variables, you need to have two equations to solve. Okay? Now, when you have multiple equations, you write all the equations side by side, so you got room to work underneath. If you put the equation down here, if you're going to run into each other, it's going to get all scrambled up and you're going to get confused. So always write your equations side by side. So if you write kind of big, then you don't fold paper in half anymore because you're going to need all the space. Okay? So write the equation side by side. And what you want to do is you want to choose one of the variables to solve. Okay? You want to eliminate. And the key to do is you try to make one of the variable opposite. So if you notice, this is already good already. See, this is x, this is negative x, right? So they're opposite already. So that's your goal. You want to find a way to make the variable opposite, and then you want to put one equation under the other. It doesn't matter which one you put underneath. Normally, I want to put one under the negative. So I want to put this equation under here. Okay. So x plus 2y equal to negative 2. I'm going to put this equation down here. Now make sure you copy the two equations side by side first, because you're going to need all this space underneath here to solve. So I'm going to put this equation down here, and I'm going to add the equation together. And the reason to do that is because they are opposite. So if you add, okay, if you add the equation together, they will cancel out. And that's why it's called the elimination method, because when they're opposite, when you add, it will eliminate each other. Okay, so when you add this together, this cancel out, and so you end up with only one variable. Okay, and then that way you can go and divide by 3. So y equal to 1/3, and then you can substitute. Once you find one of them, you can substitute back in here, and you can solve for x. So again, elimination method is you want to make one of the variable opposite, so when you add, it will eliminate or cancel out each other. So you substitute this into here. So it'll be x plus 2 times 1/3 equal to negative 2. So you multiply it out. And then you minus. And you can use calculator to work it out. Okay, and that's your answer. Okay, so again, elimination method means you want to make the two variable so that one of the variable will be opposite of each other, and so they can cancel out. Now let's go to example 2. So you have x minus 2y equal to negative 6. You got 4x plus 3y equal to 20. You can always get two equations side by side, because if you put underneath each other, you're going to get all scrambled up, and you're going to get really confused. So write it side by side. Okay, so now you look at a variable. So your goal is try to make one of the variable opposite to each other. Now this is minus 2, this is 3. It's kind of hard to do that, right? Usually it's easier if you do the one without coefficient. So again, it's up to you which one you want to do. So I'm going to make the x opposite. So to make them opposite, this is x, this is 4x. So to make them opposite, I need to multiply this by negative 4. Right? If I multiply this by negative 4, I get negative 4x, right? It's become opposite, right? So again, that's the goal you want to achieve. You want to find a way to make one of the variable opposite, so that they will cancel out. Okay? And now I'm gonna put this under here. I can put this under here too, but I want to save this space so I can solve that. Okay? It doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and put this under here then, just to show you that they're all the same. Okay? So put underneath. You can add. So again, when you add 4x plus negative 4x, they cancel out. So again, that's a key concept for this technique. Make one of the variable opposite, so when you add, they cancel out. because you cannot solve with two variables. So you have to make one of them cancel out so that you have only one variable left. And so now you can solve, right? So now you can divide by 11, divide by 11. So y equal to 4. Now, once you find y, you can go back to any one of the equation. Try to choose the easiest one. Okay, it looks like this is the easiest equation. You can use this one, you can use this one, you can use it. It doesn't matter which one you use. But to make things easier, use the easiest equation. Pick the easiest equation to use to solve for the other variable. Okay, so you got x minus 2 times 4, right? Y is 4, right? Equal to negative 6. Right? You substitute, right? So you got x minus 8 equal to negative 4 plus 8 plus 8. So x equal to 4. And that's it. Okay? That's how you solve the two equations with two variables. Okay, let's go and do one more example. Let's go to example 3. So you got 3x plus 4y equal to 6. You got 2x plus 3y equal to 5. Okay, so now it's get kind of more complicated now, right? Again, remember the goal is choose one of the variable and make them opposite to each other. Okay, and usually you want to pick the one with a lower number. So this is 3 and 2, this is 3 and 4. So it looks like x, it would be easier to do. So I'm going to figure out a way to make this opposite. Okay, and so you got 2 and 3. The way to make them opposite is you try to get a common denominator or common multiple. So to do this, you have to get to the 6. Okay, so I'm going to multiply this by negative 3 to make them negative. I'm going to multiply this by 2. Right? Again, so everybody see that? So again, your LCD or LCM, this common multiple is 6, right? 2 and 3, right? So you want to make them opposite, you have to get to the 6. So multiply by negative 3, so I can get negative 6. Over here I get positive 6. So they will cancel out, right? Again, remember the concept, right? Try to make them opposite, right? So you got to figure out a way to make them opposite. So multiply by negative 3, you get negative 6x. And this will become minus 9 equal to negative 15. Remember to multiply every term, right? This one, it becomes 6x plus 8y equal to 12. So now you see they're opposite now. See that? So that's the concept. Remember the key concept. Okay? Make one of the variable opposite so they will cancel out. Okay, so I'm going to put this under here. So I'm going to put this under here. So I got 6x plus 8y equal to 12. So when I add, this becomes negative y equal to negative 3. So divide by negative 1, divide by negative 1, so y equal to 3. So once I solve for one of the variable, pick any equation to solve. It doesn't matter which one you pick. I'm just going to pick this one. So I get 3x plus 4 times, again, whenever you substitute, put in the parentheses, right? So this would be 3 equal to 6. So 3x plus 12 equal to 6. Minus 12 minus 12. So 3x equal to negative 6. Divide by 3, divide by 3. So x equal to negative 2. Okay, and that's it. Again, the key concept is make one of the variable opposite to cancel it out so you can solve. And once you solve, you substitute into another equation to solve for the second variable. Okay, so let's go and do some practice.